Astana is becoming a new home not only for thousands of Kazakhstanis but also for foreign citizens. What does attract them in the capital of Kazakhstan? Where do they work? And how do they like to rest? And how the city influences their life. In today's program, we will find out how does Astana remind Hungarian ambassador about his own capital.
Здравствуйте, меня зовут Andras Baranyi.
Hello, my name is Andras Baranyi. I am ambassador of Hungary to Kazakhstan. I have represented my country in Kazakhstan for 3 years so far, so I consider myself as an Astana citizen, or at least I think of the city as of my second city. So today, if you allow me, I want to show you my Astana.
Назначен в сентябре 2015 года.
I was appointed in September 2015. I even remember the exact date of my arrival here, 15th of September. But officially, I took my duties after I have presented my credentials to President Nursultan Nazarbayev. I also remember that it happened on the 28th of October 2015. So, as it is usually said in this country, my third winter has ended here. I have an experience of not just staying in Astana, but living in the rhythm of the city.
У нас посольство относительно небольшое, есть.
Our embassy is not really big. There are some diplomats from Hungary and some local employees, but we never get bored. There is enough work to do. First of all, country is huge. Happily, we have great relationships between Hungary and Kazakhstan. For diplomats, it means a lot of assignments, regular meetings at ministerial level and head of states level.
Проходят встречи на уровне министров, на уровне руководства государств. Особо приятно было в прошлом году быть участником Экспо. Это были такие 3 месяца, которые, по сути...
It was a special pleasure to be part of the Expo last year. These 90 days were the days of something completely new. And we are really pleased that more than 300,000 Kazakhstani people have visited our Hungarian pavilion. And you know, literally, on our last day at Expo, by the decision of professional jury, we were awarded with a national prize. So it wasn't a walk in the park for us, but a very successful participation in such a great event.
Ну и удачное, успешное участие в таком масштабном мероприятии. Непосредственно перед Астаной.
4 years before Astana, I worked as a counselor of the Embassy of Hungary and Cultural Center in Moscow. So I have an experience of living in a city with a population of 10-15 million people.
А то и 15 миллионном городе. Мне очень понравилась одна история, коллега.
There is one story that I really like. A colleague of mine from the other embassy told me that she once decided to experience real extreme weather conditions here. So when it was a snowstorm and -40 outside, she went out. And the second she went out, cars have stopped and people dragged her inside for dear life. So that's what Kazakhs are. They don't allow people to suffer in a snowstorm. They help and save lives.
Конечно, есть и позитив в том, что этот город спланирован по сути с нуля.
There is this convenience in city planning. It was done from the scratch, so it's easy to move around compared to other big cities. There are no traffic jams, luckily. You can easily reach your meeting destination or any venue in 10-15 minutes. So in terms of this, I was always incredibly lucky.
В первые выходные, когда я приехал 3 года тому назад,
At my first weekend, 3 years ago, I took a car and decided to drive around a little bit to explore the city, to have a proper look. And after a certain period of time, I realized that I got lost. So I checked the glove box and found a map. So I looked at the map and couldn't find the street I was at. Then I searched in the glove box again, found a newer map, and finally found the place where I got lost at. As it turned out, there was a 50 years difference between these 2 maps, but it seemed like there were 2 different cities at these 2 maps. So that showed me how Astana is developing.
площади Независимости. Это мое любимое место в Астане.
We are the Independence Square. This is my favorite spot in Astana. And I should tell you why. It really reminds me of one of the main squares in Budapest, Hero Square. There is a monument that really looks like this one, with a column in the center. But there are some differences too. At our Hero Square, we have statues of 7 prominent figures around this column. These were the leaders of Hungarian tribes 1100 years ago, when we regained our motherland on the territory of Hungary. These are equestrian statues. Behind the column there are statues of our glorious kings and leaders. However, the architecture, the structure of the square reminds me of Budapest. That's why I like to come here and compare two capitals. Moreover, the whole ensemble is very beautiful because on the one side there is a big mosque and on the other side National Museum. Right behind the columns there is an Independence Palace and the University of Arts. And on the opposite side there is a pyramid. We'll look about it later, once we will cross the square.
Ну и на противоположной стороне пирамиду, о которой мы потом еще поговорим.
It is such an interesting day today. If we look up in the sky, we can see a rainbow around the sun. It forms an astronomical phenomenon called halo, this exact day. So we've captured a really unusual day today at the Independence Square.
Вот мы прогулялись, перешли на другую сторону площади Независимости, к пирамиде.
Well, we took a stroll, crossed the Independence Square, approached the Pyramid, Palace of Peace and Reconciliation. And this place is really special to me because in this place, the headquarters of International Turkic Academy is situated. Hungary is always seeking for a close cooperation with Turkic states organizations. Our country is a TurkPA observer, Parliamentary Assembly of Turkic-speaking countries. And just a couple of months ago, we applied for observer status of International Turkic Academy. It is named after prominent Hungarian Turkologist István Mandoki Kangur. His widow handed down huge scientific heritage to the International Turkic Academy. This heritage became a backbone of the Academy's library. This academy bears the name of my compatriot. That's why my heart starts beating faster when I'm passing by the pyramid.
Оставила в наследство Международной Тюркской академии эту огромную научную библиотеку, которая стала костяком библиотеки всей Тюркской академии. Ну, во-вторых, она названа в честь именно моего соотечественника, поэтому у меня сердце всегда бьется немножко быстрее, когда прохожу мимо пирамиды. Тюркология в целом и востоковедение очень важны для нас, венгров, потому что...
Turkology and Oriental studies are the matters of great importance for us, Hungarians. Just imagine, more than 1,000 years ago, our ancestors rode their horses all the way to Hungary and then ended up surrounded by the neighbors they couldn't understand at all. That's why we started looking for our relatives, our roots, for our origins. That's how our special interest in Turkology has started. In the mid-19th century, Turkology was a part of the curriculum at Budapest University. In 1870, the first Turkology faculty school of Turkology was opened outside Turkey. Our country is famous for many prominent Turkologists and Orientalists, and the biggest testimony of this is the fact that there are about 300 words of Turkic origin in Hungarian language. These loan words were borrowed before the Ottoman Empire and are still used. Words like alma, sakal, balta, they have the same meaning in Kazakh and in other languages. Also, blue in Kazakh is kuk, in Hungarian is cake. Yellow in Kazakh is sara, in Hungarian shargo. But these words have a common origin, Turkic. That's why, from culturological perspective, it is important to seek for one's roots, and it is extremely important to do scientific research in this direction.
Очень важно заниматься этими направлениями науки. Мне очень приятно, потому что так же, как и в Казахстане, знают о том, что есть дальние родственники венгры где-то в центре Европы, так и...
I'm really pleased to see that here in Kazakhstan, many people know that they have their ancient Hungarian relatives in the center of Europe. Same as Hungarians who are aware of this fact too. Moreover, two central areas of Hungary, Great Cumania and Little Cumania, are still inhabited by Cuman's descendants. In 1238, led by Köthen Han, they fled to Hungarian kingdom and found their shelter there. Although they've forgotten their language and have assimilated, up to this day they still preserve their Cuman identity. According to different sources, around 200 and 250,000 of Hungarians are of Cuman descendants.
Около 200-250 тысяч нашего населения именно являются потомками кыпчаков.
Finally, it is spring in Astana, and today is a day off, so I decided to move towards one of the leisure centers. There are plenty of centers like this around Astana, and it's always great to have a chance to go outside and breathe some fresh air. Moreover, I decided to try horse riding. Follow me.
Лошадь – это важный символ, который присутствует и у казахов, и у нас.
Horse is an important symbol in both Kazakh and Hungarian cultures. As I've already mentioned, we're nomads who rode their horses all the way to the motherland. Even if we dismounted our horse more than 1,000 years ago, still at our main square, Hero Square, we can see equestrian statues of our 7 leaders, those who once led us to the Carpathian Basin, our new home. And even our passports and other IDs are decorated with horses.
В удостоверении личности там один из основных мотивов для декорации именно лошадь. Что касается конины, то у нас сохранилось.
Speaking of horse meat, we have only one horse meat dish, sausage, but we're making it differently, not like Kazakhs do. We use minced meat. We stuff intestine with minced meat. That's our way of doing it.
В кишку, и вот таким образом получается у нас.
Ну, по сути, я все перепробовал. Бешбармак, естественно, другие блюда и из конины, и из баранины. Должен сказать, что сам...
Of course, I tried beshbarmak and other dishes made of horse meat and lamb. The most delicious beshbarmak that I've tried was at the 25th Independence Anniversary reception hosted by the president. It was really unusual, pastry of different colors and horse meat of the most exquisite taste. Beshbarmak is always so different. Every cook makes it unique.
Разного вкуса. Одной хозяйки он может быть одного направления, другой совсем по-другому.
У нас каждый второй год проходит большой курултай.
Every year we're hosting Great Kurultai. It is a gathering of nations with nomadic origins, Turkic, Hunnic, and etc. And this gathering became one of the biggest European festivals. In the year before last, we had 40,000 visitors. The highlights of this festival are usually horse races, different equestrian sport contests, like mounted archery, for instance. It's very interesting.
Разные виды спорта верхом на лошади. Например, стрельба из лука верхом на лошади. Это тоже очень интересно.
Frankly speaking, I'm not a very experienced horseman. I tried horse riding 2 or 3 times during my student years. So basically, that is the biggest lap I've ever taken.
Понравилось. Здравствуйте.
Hello, Hungarian ambassador. Welcome to Kazakhstan. It's been 3 years, but it's his first time riding a horse.
Да 3 года уже.
It was nice to see you. Good luck.
Весна-то уже пришла.
Spring is here. Snow has melted, but this wind.
Вообще-то в Венгрии самая большая в мире юрта.
We have the biggest yurt in the world in Hungary. Of course, there are plenty of big yurts in the world, but there are more of buildings than yurts. But ours is the biggest assembled yurt. It is called Khan Yurt. It will be available for visitors at the Kurultai that we're hosting in August later this year. In Hungary, we call Shanerak Tunduklu. We also believe in the special bond between heavens and the earth.
Небесным миром и нашей землей.
пришли на матч чемпионата Казахстана по футболу.
Today we're watching Kazakhstani Premier League match Astana against Joly. I've come to support Astana because I live in the city and I'm a supporter of Astana Football Club. And as you know, my compatriot Laszlo is playing for Astana, so we're supporting his team and hoping for a victory.
Мы все вместе за него болеем и за его команду, так что надеемся на победу.
Казахстан — это моя вторая теперь уже родина, поэтому проиграть Казахстану — это приятнее, чем проиграть кому-либо другому в мире.
Kazakhstan is my second motherland. That's why losing to Kazakhstan is better than losing to anyone else in the world. It is peculiar that there is a Hungarian player in both Astana and Kairat football clubs. Both of them are part of Hungarian national squad. This is Laszlo Kleinheisler sitting next to me. Jibek plays for Kairat. Also in Kairat futsal team, there is another Hungarian, Zoltan Drot. So we are 3 Hungarians here in Kazakhstan and I'm happy with it. I have someone to support, especially when Laszlo is playing for Astana. He scored in the 20th minute and the 27th minute was a pure joy to me. Thank you so much.
Я очень рад знакомству с Laszlo, потому что у нас как бы...
I'm really happy with my friendship with Laszlo because our Hungarian community is not so big here. Recently, at my son's request, I've counted how many Hungarians live in Astana. As it turned out, just 22 people, counting all the families with their children. Such a small group. My friend and I, we both want to involve all these people into a Hungarian life here in Astana. We meet regularly with them.
Я особо уважаю Laszlo и, можно даже сказать, люблю его стиль игры, потому что, во-первых, он очень энергично играет на поле, во-вторых, он забил исторический гол. Это было...
I have a special respect to Laszlo and his playing style. He's always playing with such energy. Besides, he scored a historical goal. It happened on November 12, 2015. It was a qualification match against Norway. Away game in Oslo, and he scored, and due to this goal we showed a great result, qualified to another leg, won Austria and took the first place in our group in final, and it was Laszlo who scored winning goal. I remember how I was supporting our national team. It was 2 or 3 a.m. in Astana, but I was screaming so loud that my children rushed to me, and I told them that I'm just supporting our team and that I'm really happy with the victory.
Здесь в Астане это уже было, по-моему, 2 или 3 часа ночи. Я так громко закричал, когда он забил этот гол, что мне даже дети прибежали, проснулись спросить: папа, что случилось? Я сказал: я просто болею и очень рад нашей победе. Ну, я сейчас живу в Астане, поэтому, естественно, можно болеть только за Астану и на футбол.
I live in Astana, so I can support Astana only, and when we attended match against Kairat, my children and I were wearing Astana colors. We were so happy when Astana scored, and we were devastated when Kairat managed to score back and the game ended in a draw. But we still remember that Super Cup match that Astana has won.
Помним победный матч в Суперкубке, где Астана одержала большую и заслуженную победу.
I live here with my family, with my 2 children. They go to school here. We often take strolls here at President's Park. It is close to us and it's convenient here.
Мы сейчас в еще одном очень красивом месте города Астаны. Это президентский парк, куда...
This is another very beautiful spot in Astana. It is President's Park, where I like to come to either in winter or in summer. One can always spend a great time here, breathe some fresh air. So that is the end of our day. I'm grateful for your attention and that you've shared views of my Astana with me. I'm convinced that our tour was a testimony of the beauty of the city that is rapidly developing and growing, and where the friendliest and the most helpful people dwell. And I hope that now you want to have a look at the city with your own eyes. And I'm incredibly happy that this year I can celebrate Astana's 20th anniversary with you. And I congratulate you on this upcoming event with all my heart.
Astana, города Астаны, с чем я вас от всего сердца поздравляю.